Coming up today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we meet a couple of empty nesters who are looking for their next adventure.
So what's great about this, the tiny house lifestyle, we can take it anywhere we want.
First, they'll create their own mini mansion on wheels.
Well, we're going to really finish it out. Maria's got some ideas about a booth and some windows, window boxes.
Then they plan to take the tiny world by the tail.
All the way to an experiential vacation.
Mark and Maria Slaby met in college and have been inseparable ever since.
So we've been married for 32 years, and we're always getting into something new, whether it's businesses together, 4 kids, raising them, homeschooling them, we're always doing something. So when Maria comes up with a new idea, I'm always in.
The past 3 decades have been filled with ups and downs, both personally and professionally.
When the market collapsed in 2008, we were building swimming pools, and our world came tumbling down on us, and it really hit us to the core financially. And a couple of years later, I learned about this whole tiny house movement, and then I just suddenly got all obsessed about it because I'm like, wow, what about the freedom with that? It just kind of evolved into this idea of we can have a little place to live and we can cart it around wherever we want, and we don't have to have a mortgage on it, and we can just own it.
With all 4 of their adult children on their own now, Mark and Maria are ready to start living their downsized dream. The first step is buying this 200 square foot shell of a house from Core Housing Solutions. The rectangular structure features a unique wall system designed by a NASA engineer.
So here's a section of one of the panels that we use. So when I say a SIP panel, structurally insulated panel, the structure is in the whole bonded material together. So we have a high density foam core, a steel skin on each side that's chemically bonded, and then it has a powder coated finish. It's crazy. Actually, like I said, the structure is rated for 180 mile-an-hour winds. It's really super strong stuff.
The all-in-one wall panel helps to keep the cost in check.
We paid $28,000 for this house, which is fantastic.
The second step in their plan is to add high design on a 4-figure budget.
So some of the things we're going to do is we're going to paint it and add some exterior trim to give it some natural feel. And inside, instead of doing a bedroom, we're doing an elevator bed so that we can have ample space for a booth. I've always wanted a booth in our house, and I love that cozy nook feeling.
It's got cabinets, it's got the fixtures for the toilet, a lot of it's already there. So for us, the budget's going to be small. It's going to be $5,000. We're not going to want to be doing this and this and this. So definitely $5,000 is the budget.
It's important that they keep tabs on the budget because this project isn't just about their own tiny house. It could turn into their next business venture.
The idea is, of course, is to take the Core Solutions product 99% done and really work from it there and trick it out.
I plan to do online courses for kind of an entry level all the way to an experiential vacation where they come to our beautiful town and hang out for a week, trick out their own tiny home.
So I guess we'd really think of it as like a kind of an experiential event and think of it like a tiny house summer vacation.
During this research phase, Mark and Maria will do most of the customization work on their own. But before moving the tiny house to their property, they get some help installing the French doors.
Should be a pretty simple project, but you never know.
The team lifts the doors inside the pre-cut opening to make sure they fit.
Is it going in, Mark? We should have just trusted ourselves.
Should have.
Now we got to pull it back out and caulk it.
All right.
Push it, Mark.
Once the doors are laid flat, the caulk will be applied all the way around the frame. Then it's back up with the doors and into the opening.
Look good in there?
Solid.
It takes a little extra force to get it into place and a few nails to secure it, but after a test run, it looks like phase 1 of the tiny house upgrade
Looks good from in here. It's snug.
is a success. Mark and Maria help get things moving in the right direction. Now it's time to pack up the 5,500-pound shell and head over to the Slaby property, where the rest of the build-out will happen. It's a tight squeeze to get the 25-foot structure out the door, and everyone is relieved when they make it. With their tiny house in tow, the Slabys hit the road. Final destination is just a couple of miles away, but with 6 lanes of traffic flying by, it's enough to set anyone's nerves on edge. The setup from here is simple. The team places concrete blocks on the grass and releases the built-in scissor jacks from the bottom of the house. Once everything is secured, Mark and Maria get right to work. They'll spend the rest of the day installing the windows. In the meantime, 24-year-old Eric is adjusting to the idea of his parents' latest undertaking.
It's very much a millennial thing to kind of downsize and keep it small. And so it's weird. I'm the millennial, but my parents are acting like millennials. So that's taken a little bit to get used to over time. But it's been cool to see how excited and how motivated they've been to work on this project. Almost like they're re-energized.
While Eric might need a minute to get used to his new family dynamic, he knows his folks have what it takes to get the job done.
This is pretty exciting. You guys now have windows in the tiny house.
Yes.
Let there be light.
It's exciting. It changed the whole look of the house.
But the new look may not be all it's cracked up to be. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
And we're doing the little tap, tap, tap at the end where you're literally 3 seconds from done, and then pop.
Hey guys, we're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates, and we've got a good thunderstorm going out here this afternoon, but these homeowners won't ever have to worry about weather penetrating their house again.
No, for sure. They were really concerned during Irma last year. They had panel shutters, and they have quite a large home and a lot of glass. And it was difficult for them last year to find somebody to help them put up the shutters, so they never wanted to go through that again. So they reached out to us, and we looked at providing them a great solution. So whether they're here or traveling, their home is perfectly protected.
Well, this is a beautiful neighborhood. I mean, the houses in this area are just stunning. And I officially have not only house envy, but window envy. These are so pretty.
Yeah, certainly hurricane impact protection was their #1 priority. But they also, at the same time, wanted to make the home more energy efficient and a lot more comfortable. So we ordered it with great impact glass, but we also ordered it with the Solar Max technology, which reflects all the heat away from the glass, which provides the energy efficiency that they were looking for. And it also came with outstanding warranty, so they're never going to have any concerns about replacing these while they live in the home.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
They really look pretty. They certainly enhanced this already beautiful home. It even enhanced it. So they made a great decision with the custom window systems product that's going to provide them all the hurricane protection they wanted, make the home a lot more comfortable, and they got an outstanding warranty, so it's full coverage on all the windows, the glass, the doors, everything.
We've been following your team all day, and one of the first things they did was, of course, protect everything that's inside the house. This is a beautiful home, travertine floors, high ceilings, expensive draperies, all that. Your guys take care of everything.
Yeah, that's the first thing. We want to make sure that we take all the precautions necessary to make sure the home is protected. And, you know, it is a construction, but we want to make it as easy as possible for families to be living while we're doing the installation. So that's the first thing we do when we get to the home.
Okay, well, these are really pretty. They're going to be pleased with these. So.
Yeah, it turned out great. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hart from Ready, Set, Renovate, here today with my good friend Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Tat, you're always bringing us great information, but today you have great deals.
We do. We have a great deal today. Thanks to one of our manufacturers, they're giving us a tremendous upgrade opportunity for everyone who moves forward with a window project and moves forward with an energy efficient glass pack. They're going to upgrade it at no additional charge with a free sound and security glass pack. So it's a tremendous value. If we call now, we can still have time to get it installed for this season.
Severe weather demands attention. The Weather Authority on News 4 Jax. Always watching, always tracking, unleashing an unmatched arsenal, attacking your local forecast with high-powered precision, watching every front, alerting you before floodwaters surround your neighborhood, tracking every system, pinpointing the problem areas to avoid on your commute, standing up to every storm, so you don't have to fear severe. The Weather Authority on News 4 Jax. Always watching, always tracking.
A city of bridges. That's a Duval thing.
Some of the best barbecue in neighborhood backyards.
That's a Duval thing.
Having a morning news team to cover tons of local stories without wasting your time. Now that's a Duval thing too. So is Richard Nunn, tracking dangerous storms street by street. And the entire morning show team working to keep your family safe with overnight breaking news alerts. News 4 Jax. Really Duval.
Duval!
The Morning Show on Channel 4.
Get ready, y'all.
I am a caretaker for my mom.
I hope my kids do that for me. One of them has to care, right? I just need a minute. I'm so sorry. I can't talk when I cry. I'm not Rachel McAdams. I want to give it up for lighting because I don't look like that.
Weekdays at 2 on Channel 4, the local station.
With help from their friends at Core Housing Solutions, the Sleebies have successfully installed French doors in their new tiny house. But the next phase for these experienced do-it-yourselfers brought a slight break in the action. So you guys have windows. This is exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
Yeah, it went really well right until the end.
Right until the end. And this window here, we had a little bit of trouble with at the very end. It was all perfect and nice. And then we're doing the little tap, tap, tap at the end where you're literally 3 seconds from done. And then pop, the window, the pane broke.
$150 and a couple of hours later, they have a new window and are ready to move inside. They've decided to cover the interior walls with wood planks called shiplap. But first, they'll need to agree on a layout.
It's got to go like this.
Right.
You
Well,
got
what
to
I'll do is
offset. Here, how about to this thingy?
Yeah, that's fine.
With the pattern locked in, Mark will nail the thin wood planks to the metal panel.
So you got one there, and then you can go less, right?
Yeah. I don't want holes all over it.
Then we'll
So like cool it on the nail gun.
Yeah, we'll
or whatever
lessen
this is.
the nail pattern going forward.
They end up using 18 boxes of paneling and more nails than Maria can stand.
So this is my little Zen job. I got to go through and fill these in. And it goes really fast because you just do that and wipe it off. There's only 1,000, so.
Out back, Mark is working on the compressor for the new cooling system. They've purchased a mini split air conditioner, which is quieter and takes up less space than a window unit. Mark sets the temperature and hits the power button.
Power.
Is it working?
Oh, yeah.
With an $800 price tag, it takes a bite out of the $5,000 budget, but on this hot summer day, it's worth every penny.
Yay!
Not anymore.
Maria takes advantage of the AC and begins her design work in the kitchen.
So what's really cool about a tiny house is you just need a tiny amount of things. So this tile is about $2 a square foot, and I can probably do all of this with one box because there's 20 pieces in it. So for $40, I can have this really cool backsplash, and it's really gonna pop.
With the kitchen pop in progress, the electrical panel is getting an extra spark.
I'm going to add a breaker so that we've got the elevator bed on its own circuit. And so I'm going to use this as my main electrical channel. And so it's nice, it's good, but I got to get in here, so I got to take it off. So this channel here runs the electrical on surface mount. I'll take this, move it down wherever the light's really going to go, and then we'll have it all in the right spot.
Mark will spend the rest of the afternoon making electrical upgrades for the new lighting and custom elevator bed. Mark and Maria have enlisted the help of their youngest son, Benjamin, who's inherited his dad's home improvement skills.
Well, basically, he came to me and he had a frame design for a metal frame bed that he wanted me to weld, and then it kind of spiraled out from there. The design was similar to a boat lift. You used cables that ran down the side to the middle. It wound on a center post.
In the workshop, Benjamin and Mark build and weld the frame for the bed. Now it's time to see if it works.
It took a while for this engineering masterpiece above us, right?
Yeah, that was the wild card. My idea that I wanted to lift the bed to save living space.
This was probably the most complicated piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah, there were a lot of little variables.
It went back to the shop a few times.
Yeah.
And just things like the rollers, where they're placed, and the wires. So on the end, we've got a hoist, a very typical right-off-the-shelf hoist. Then we attach to it a bar, about 3 inches, a round pole. And then that's what the wires will twist on. Each side, as the pole spins, the wires then pull up and then raises the bed.
Okay, well, I am excited to see this thing in action. I love what you did here. I love the decorative beam covering up all the inner workings. So let's see if it works.
All right.
We're gonna lower it, the wires will release, and we'll bring it down. Just like that. Then at the end of the day, make your bed. And there you go.
With the elevator bed deemed a success, Maria is confident that they'll be able to turn their tiny house customization idea into a business.
I feel like this is definitely a concept where we can duplicate it and teach other people. I wouldn't want to necessarily say, okay, we're going to have a workshop on how to build a bed right away, but down the road, maybe there is some openings on that for someone that's more technical and that sort of thing.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
The day you said you were going to redo the whole design, I'm like, no, just don't.
When faced with Hurricane Michael, one product stood strong.
Our windows helped that house survive by withstanding an impact. The testing protocol calls for the product to be impacted by some form of windborne debris, flying debris. Then it has to get cycled with negative and positive pressure, 4,500 times one way, 4,500 times the other way, and then the window still has to operate after that. Our windows were hit by windborne debris. The glass cracked, but the windows still operated. They did what they were supposed to do and protected the home.
To learn more about custom window systems, visit cws.cc.
At Fair & Fair, every case is treated with the same set of principles.
They listened to me. They treated me with respect. They treated me like family. I recommend anybody, come to Fair & Fair.
Fair & Fair, here for you,
here for good.
It's time to help somebody and rock into the night. It's Help Somebody 3 concert featuring 38 Special, Jacksonville's very own rock superstars, on November 9th to benefit St. Michael's Soldiers. They bring it home for one night with hits like Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, Fantasy Girls, and many others. And you're invited to Help Somebody 3. All proceeds go to support our U.S. military, the deployed men and women, and our local military First Coast families. It's a great cause presented by Fields Auto Group and St. Michael's Soldiers at St. John's River College in Orange Park. For tickets, go to thcenter.org.
The final season of Big Bang answers this question.
How do you feel about children?
If I saw one, I wouldn't throw a rock at it.
Your final favorite moments, all November long.
Weeknights at 9 and 9:30 on Channel 4.
You can't even realize exactly what a crash of this magnitude looks like.
It's been 42 years, and I've never been back to the scene of the Leonard Skinner crash until now. And what I saw there, I'll carry with me forever. The fresh revelations from families. Steve Gaines' daughter opening up about the father she never knew. And even after all this time, I'm uncovering painful new details about that fateful night.
Coming Home, Tuesday starting at 5 on News 4 Jax.
And there it goes.
Oh, it's split.
Oh, there you go.
I shouldn't have said that.
Huh?
I shouldn't have said that.
Film too.
Yeah.
Now I can replace that
That's
one.
special.
Already 6 weeks behind schedule, the Slavies were beyond frustrated when they ran into another delay. The elevator bed they built from scratch with their son Benjamin is a bust.
The day you said you were going to redo the whole design, I'm like, no, just don't. We'll just take it out. We'll make a bed on the couch, and it's just be fine. I can't deal with this anymore. This is insane.
I mean, there were some times there where I thought it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But I knew that it's physics. I mean, it's got to work, and so we just stayed with it.
So the first bed, the design was similar to a boat lift. The problem with that was that we mounted the motor and drive system on the underside of the bed, and it ran into head clearance issues as well as just functionality issues that we didn't want to have to take the time to dial in when we could revamp the whole thing and mount the motor and all the other accessories underneath the house so that it'd be a cleaner underside of the bed.
After 2 long weeks in the workshop, Mark and Benjamin are installing the new elevator bed today, hoping this time they have it right.
Yeah, 2 threads, 2 or 3 threads on that.
The ropes go underneath the house, outside of the building, underneath the house to a winch system that pulls the cables in, which lifts the bed up as well as down.
Okay, I'm tight here.
Both these are tight. Yours are both equal. Both these are equal distance. So once it lifts, it should be even now. Okay.
Pretty even.
Should be pretty close.
Yeah, we're going to
tweak it a little
redefine
bit,
level.
But let's give
All
it
right,
a shot.
let's see.
Let's go for it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Looks like a winner.
That'll do it.
With the elevator bed issues finally put to rest, Maria can add her artistic touch to the exterior.
I'm so excited about the colors. That blue, that really strong blue that you see in the Mediterranean for the body, and the shutters to be this lime green, and the door to be a really pretty red tomato geranium-ish red. So that it's just pop, pop, pop.
Inside, there's just a handful of items on the punch list.
The bathroom's mostly done. We've got the cabinetry in, we've got the toilet, the shower's all there. All we really need is the sink, and that's going to be a fun project. After that, we're done.
Once the fabric-covered cushions and pillows for the U-shaped couch are in, it's time for the Slavies to enjoy. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
On in. Ta-da!
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
What do you think?
It looks nice.
We made it through this journey, and we're excited to share this journey with others.
Need new furniture for your home? When other furniture stores say no, Wayne's Fine Furniture and Bedding says yes. Yes to no credit needed financing. Yes to 90 days same as cash. And yes, no money down. Yes, you can take it home today with nothing down and no credit needed. Apply on our website for instant pre-approval. Beautiful quality furniture for every room in your home. Buy from a local business you can trust with a 5-star reputation. Get pre-approved today on our website at waynesfinefurnitureandbedding.com.
The Baxter's Block Party is bringing down the house.
Your funeral suit looks like the one you got married in.
Part of me died that day.
All week long.
You get to live here rent-free with your husband. Mom gets to live here rent-free with her husband.
I've got you there, honey.
Believe me, I pay.
Last Man Standing.
Weeknights at 8 and 8:30 on Channel 4.
Do-it-yourselfers Mark and Maria Slavy have set a big idea into motion. Their vision was twofold. First, customize their own pre-built tiny house, then see if they could make a business out of teaching other families how to do the same.
Putting in the eye candy and the fun stuff, yet feeling like, hey, I did that. I had a part in that.
After 4 months of hard work, they're thrilled to show the finished product to their biggest fans.
Ta-da!
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
My favorite features of the tiny house probably would be the living area where they've got the benches with the cushions and everything, not only because you get to have the storage underneath.
Four of these. But wait, ×2.
It's in a circular formation so that no matter how many people you have there, you get to still talk to each other and interact and still see them. I think my parents are gonna have so much fun in there, whether it's gonna just be chilling out, hanging out, or doing their own work on the go. They've created a lifestyle to be able to do that, which is why the tiny house fits in so great with their life.
So I really wanted that Mediterranean blue. So that was my inspiration, the rooftops in Santorini, Greece. And so that's what the body of the house was. And then I like a contrast, and that's where that really bright green comes from. And the red door, I always like a red door. Red doors just feel good, and they really pop. And the window boxes, that's the most fun of it all. And getting the plants, and every season you can change the colors of the plants, and it just ties all those colors together. At first I was a little unsure of the artificial turf, but then bringing it in, it just is perfect because it really brings a sense of grounding to the house, and I just really love it.
So we used the same material that we used on the house for the deck. So it's the same sheet metal with the styrofoam on the inside, and then we put the artificial turf on top. And really, you can take it apart pretty easily and transport it with the house.
I'm excited about the kitchen. I love the open shelves. It really helps in a tiny house to have open shelves because it just gives more headspace, airspace.
I like that we tied everything together. Maria did a really good job. So when we got the structure, we had the flooring already in. Then we put the shiplap in to tie to that. Then even the painting underneath the bed really tied it in. And the backsplash and the trim and the tabletop and even the color of the booth. Everything is tied in really well, I think.
The saying, "Oh, the places you'll go," is a famous Dr. Seuss book. And I really like that because it speaks to kind of where we're at in our life and how we're moving to a new direction. A new direction means compasses, and compasses are round and bikes and tires, and it all just seemed to make sense to me, and it all came together the other day.
So initially we had talked about a $5,000 budget.
Right.
And so I was all about that. And then I realized that, you know, I gotta let the artist do her thing.
All the extra things we did to it was about $10,000. So because we are much smarter now, going forward, I think it should be able to be down a lot. Not a lot less, but around $7,000, I think. You just have to do the first one to really get your meat hooks into it and really understand what you want.
With a better grasp on the cost and one super cute tiny house under their belt, Mark and Maria are moving forward with the business.
Mark, do you have a name for the business yet?
No.
I think
do.
You do.
What's the name?
Tiny Home Happy.
Tiny Home Happy. I love that.
We made it through this journey, and we're excited to share this journey with others so that other people can have their own tiny home happy.
If you would like more information about our show, please visit us at ReadySetRenovate.com.
Hey everybody, we're here today with Tat Granata again from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Welcome back, Tat. Great to see you.
Great seeing you again.
So you guys are here on a window install today, and we're in town. So this homeowner isn't concerned about hurricane impact, but they are concerned about safety and energy efficiency.
Yeah, those were the key points when we met with this family that they really wanted us to try to address. Because of the association, we had to meet the requirements to stick with a bronze color frame. So it limited our choices a little bit, and we ended up going with a great product from Custom Window Systems that's going to really help them achieve the energy efficiency they are looking for, as well as the security they also wanted. We have a dedicated department of our company to handle all associations throughout Florida. So when it comes to a bronze frame, we know exactly the type of products that we can suggest to the homeowners to exactly fit what the requirements are going to be for the association.
So we have the old window over here. Your crew has already removed it, and you can actually see some significant differences between this one and the new window that's going into place. This is an aluminum frame.
Yeah, absolutely. This was the original window that was put in the home when the home was built, and it's an aluminum frame, so it's not going to give you the energy efficiency that they wanted. It's going to conduct the heat throughout the frame. Also, it was just a single pane piece of glass, so there was no energy efficiency in the glass pack, and there's certainly no protection for security as well.
Right. So over here we have the new window, and this is a vinyl frame, so it's very long lasting. And the beautiful part about this is because you want something sturdy, you want something strong that's also safe, but you want something that looks good. And so you have the color requirement on the outside, but then the homeowner gets their color of choice, which is white for the trim on the inside.
Yeah, they wanted to go with the white on the interior just because it brightens up the room a little bit, but we had to meet the requirement on the exterior. Also, the great thing about this product is it comes with a lifetime warranty, so they're never going to have to replace it again. If anything, it's guaranteed against fading or discoloring or anything.
Well worth the money. Yep. All right, thanks so much. Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates.